In the heart of the land of the Pharaohs, where the mighty kings of old built their eternal dwellings, a great civilization thrived, a civilization that did not have mercy on the weak. But in this tale of power and politics, one woman stood out. She defied time and men, and even the gods. A shot of the shattered statue of Hatshepsut, and then photos of its digital reconstruction appear. She's not a queen, it's Pharaoh. The lady who wore the crown of kings, spoke in the tongue of the gods, inscribed her name in the stone of history, and then they tried to erase her forever. A sudden transition to dark shots, sounds of carvings on the walls, a faint voice of a woman saying, "I am the daughter of Ammon." This is Hatshepsut, the most powerful woman in the ancient world. And this is the story of how she became the Pharaoh and how she defied the gods to do so. Thutmose III, and then, against all odds, she declared herself Pharaoh. But why? What made her believe she had the right to rule over the land of the pharaohs? And why did she blur her features from the temples? Was it a revolution against tradition, or a conspiracy that ended with silent revenge? Dramatic allegorical scenes of palace men, soldiers, engraving the name of Thutmose III above her name, a fire rising in the background. Before we continue, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel. If you love stories like this, we have plenty more where this came from. From the Luxor temple to the halls of the Valley of the Kings, we trace the threads of a silent pharaonic mystery. As the sun rises, illuminating the Valley of the Kings, we begin our journey to uncover the enigma of Hatshepsut. Her story began in the 15th century BC, when she was born into the royal family of Egypt. From an early age, she showed signs of intelligence and leadership skills, setting her on a path that would lead her to the throne of Egypt. But her rise to power was fraught with challenges and intrigue. As a young woman, she married her uncle, Thutmose II, and together they had a son, Thutmose III. However, after giving birth, Hatshepsut's role in the kingdom was diminished as her husband took a new wife and had a second son. Despite these setbacks, Hatshepsut's ambition did not waver. She continued to educate herself and hone her skills, waiting for her chance to seize power. When Thutmose II died, he left his young heir, Thutmose III, under the care of his wife, Queen Isabella. At this point, Hatshepsut's son, Thutmose III, was too young to rule, and Hatshepsut saw an opportunity to claim the throne for herself. With the support of the court and the royal family, she declared herself regent and began to exercise the powers of the pharaoh. However, her reign was not without its challenges. As a woman in a male-dominated society, Hatshepsut had to prove herself to be a capable and decisive leader. Despite the skepticism of many, she embarked on ambitious building projects, launched successful military campaigns, and established trade routes throughout the known world. But her greatest legacy may have been her decision to erase her likeness from the temples, leaving behind only the faintest whisper of her existence. Why did she do this? Some say it was to avoid the wrath of the gods. Others say it was a deliberate attempt to erase her memory from history. The discovery of Hatshepsut's temple in Deir el-Bahari revealed a series of reliefs and statues that depicted her as a male pharaoh. However, there is another theory, one that suggests that Hatshepsut deliberately erased her features from the temples as a form of silent revenge. You see, Hatshepsut's reign was not without its enemies. And when she died, they took their revenge, erasing her name and likeness from the temples and historical records. But Hatshepsut knew this might happen. That's why she worked tirelessly to ensure that her legacy would live on through her deeds and accomplishments. By erasing her features from the temples, she became a symbol of female empowerment, a reminder that women can achieve anything they set their minds to, even in a male-dominated world. a shot of a stone gate opening slowly. Behind her is the shadow of a huge statue of a woman in pharaonic robes, Hatshepsut, Pharaoh in the face of the gods. Soon, when silence is spoken, secrets speak.